Papercut here, and back with another replay review. This time it's of Golden Guts and his friends. Golden Guts posted on my coaching Discord about how him and his friends just popped the game, and they're just playing the AI right now, and they'd love any tips. This is exactly why I wanted to do this. New people are joining the game all the time. As much as possible, I'd like to try to shorten the learning curve, which is a very, very steep one for RTS, and hopefully keep more people with the game. So, you guys are doing a team game against AI Intermediate. So the point of these AI games are to do a few things. I have a video on this and what you should be able to do against the AI, but to summarize, the AI, you should be able to beat the AI by just outproducing them, making more units of them. And your goal of playing against the AI is to practice some fundamentals. Scouting, how to split up your resources, how to make units consistently, what are the best comps for your Civ. So, since there's 4 of you, I'm not going to do hyper extensive specific coaching. I might do it for you, Golden, because you asked specifically. But to start off, each Civ has an efficient way to get to feudal. You guys are right now in the Dark Age, age number 1. You do not want to stay in the Dark Age. Really, the only Civ that plays in the Dark Age and does stuff in the Dark Age is the Mongols, with English, so Virtual Boy here, sometimes doing a Dark Age rush. But in general, you just want to get to feudal as efficiently as possible. Not quickly, efficiently. Which is usually quickly, don't get me wrong, but you'll see what I mean in a second. By efficiently, I mean you hit 400 food and 200 gold at the same time. That means that you're not overgathering on food, you're not overgathering on gold, and you're not wasting any time. And so each Civ has kind of a specific build order to do that. Some are very straightforward. Like, for example, as French, you are going to rally 8 to food, then 4 to gold, or 3 or 4 to gold, and then keep rallying to sheep until you age up. Then you want to age up with 3 or 4. 4 is the optimal. It's the fastest. If you add more after 4 villagers on the age up, it doesn't add as much extra speed. But, for example, for differences, you, as I said, are going to do the 8 on food, 3 on gold, and then keep rallying to food. You can start rallying to wood. Rus doesn't rally to gold at all. They make 3 scouts. They have one of their villagers make a hunting cabin near the wood line. They make a scout out of their TC, another scout out of their hunting cabin, and then they just rally to food because they get gold from killing deer. English, very similar opening to French, though with some minor tweaks. Delhi has a whole unique opening because they need to get a mosque. They can be on the berries. They get all of their text for free. So I would suggest if we pick the Civ you're interested in, mess around with the Civs, but once you find a Civ you like, look up in build order just to see the opening, just to see how does the person open up the first 3 to 4 minutes efficiently. Second, I really hope you looked at what each Civ's bonuses are at, because while you can play any Civ any way you want, the way to make the Civ most effective is leaning into their strengths. So for example, your Civ can have knights in feudal, and with your feudal landmark of the school cavalry, you can make them immediately. And so using those feudal knights is a very effective strategy, and then matching with archers because people are going to make spears for your knights, and so you make archers to kill their spears. This whole game is about reacting and countering what the opponent's doing. So for example, I bet your guys' openings are going to be pretty efficient. I'm just going to focus on you. It's hard to watch 4 people at the same time. So you send your scout out. Good. You want to send your scout to the middle and out and around to get as much sheep as possible. So you immediately send 2 to Mighty Camp. What you're going to notice is you're going to get gold too quickly. You then rally to wood. Now here's why you don't need that. You already have wood, right? You have starting wood. Oh, hey, look, he starts with the hunting cabin. That's good. You have starting wood already. Do you need more wood? Because all you need wood for right now is a house and a mining camp and maybe a lumber camp. As French, you get these things cheaper, except the house, but you get your eco buildings cheaper. So you're not out of wood. Instead, that village would be better used on food to get the food needed to go to feudal. Because right now you're just trying to get to feudal. You would be wanting to get wood in Dark Age if you were dropping barracks and going for some sort of tower rush or spearman rush. So then you build the house. Now you have 2 on wood, and you have 3 on wood. Once again, you're kind of asking yourself, why do you need the wood right now? The way to best figure out what resource you need is you need to ask yourself, what am I trying to get? What unit am I trying to make? What strategy am I following? And if your goal is to get to feudal, well, feudal costs 400 food, 200 gold. That's what you need to get. You don't need wood right now. And now you flip back to sheep. Beautiful. So you are now aging up with all 7 food villagers. And the problem with that is that you are not going to be making villagers the entire time you're doing that. A key part of this game in any RTS is you're always making villagers, because without villagers you can't get resources. You have to imagine you and your opponent are both making villagers at the same time, both making villagers the same speed roughly. Every time you don't make a villager and he does, he's now ahead on economy. He's getting more resources so he can build more units and beat you. So you never want to skip out on making a villager, which is why you need to always have at least 4 villagers on food. With 4 villagers on food, you can afford to keep making more villagers. So when you age up, you just want to pull 4 villagers, usually from your food, and age up with that. And then keep rallying to food, because you need to be able to make units coming out of feudal. Usually what people do is that when they age up with 4 or 3 on the landmark. They then leave 4 on food, they rally to wood and get 5 or 6 on wood. Then they rally back on food, so they can keep making units. For French, you're going Chamber of Commerce, which is interesting. Most times you won't go Chamber of Commerce. I suggest you go School of Cavalry, because you can make knights instantly. So what that allows you to do is you don't need a production building. You can drop the School of Cavalry, not worry about gathering too much wood, instead just get food and gold. You can just make knights the second you age up and start attacking your opponent with knights. This Chamber of Commerce is going to require you to start having to make production building before you can make units, which really slows you down. Yes, trade is nice, but in reality, in most games, you cannot trade this early. Your opponents can kill it too easily. You can't defend it. Trade is something you set up later in the game when you have defenses and ways to defend that trade. So I just talked a lot, but overall, the idea should be you should only ever age up with 3 to 4. If you're a civ like Rus, whose landmarks don't allow them to make units, they do other things, they would want to rally to food as they're aging up so they can get to the production building and then go to food. What you can do is have 4 on the age up, and when you're done aging up, you take those 4 and put them on wood, and those are the only 4 you need on wood for a minute while you just make knights. But notice how as you're aging up, you're not making, that's 1 villager you're not getting back, 2 villagers you're not getting back, 3 villagers you're not getting back, and probably at the end 4 or 5 villagers that you missed out on. That's a lot of economy. Those are 5 villagers that would be working for the entire game that are no longer there. So you've harmed your economy to get up your landmarks a little bit faster, because every time you go above 4 villagers on a building, it does speed it up, but not as much. You're getting a reduced quality of return every village you put on past 4. And you're still not making villagers. Now you're making villagers again, but always be making villagers. ABV, always be making villagers. Now your Rus friend's making scouts a little too late. He makes scouts early, and then he should be killing the deer all over the map. I don't know how well he knows this, but his goal is to kill as many deer as possible, and wolves, because each time he kills one, he gets bounty. So he gets free gold and a bounty system where he hits a certain amount of bounty, his eco improves. He also should never long-range mine like this. The more your villagers walk, the less they're gathering. So make sure your villagers are never walking like this. He should have some sort of mining camp right next to that. Your Delhi friend is making Dark Age spears. Why? See what I mean? Like, he didn't need to make military. What's this done for him? The military is not attacking his opponent, just sitting here. All he's done is hamper himself because he's not aging up. He needs to be in the feudal age and doing stuff in the feudal age. Instead, he has completely reduced his ability to get to feudal and is getting nothing done out of this. 2, he's Delhi. He gets his research for free, so he can just queue these and get them. And you should never make a farm necessarily. It's because farms cost wood, so That's wood you could use on other things. 75 wood. And you have food on the map. Berries. Deli actually gets extra food from berries. And all these deer around the map. Always use the hunts. Always use the food on the map so you're saving resources. You, for example, should definitely be getting the hunt. Now you're dropping archery range. Why aren't you making knights? So I like the idea here. So one thing I noticed you guys haven't done, you've barely scouted your opponent's bases. A key thing about this game is you need to scout your opponents. You need to see what your opponents are doing. So you want your scout running by their bases. And what am I looking for? You're looking for what units are they making? So have they dropped production buildings on the making units? What landmarks are they going for? They all went winery. This one hasn't aged up yet, but most of them are going winery. You can catch if their units are leaving the base, like this one's units are leaving the base right now, which you could attack. You can check their resources to see if they're out on the map, easy to raid. You can check their gold. If they have a lot of villagers on gold, it probably means they're Russian castle. You look for these things. You need to use your scout to find out what your opponent's doing and react. Right now your scout is sitting here not doing anything. It should be near your opponent's base gathering information. Especially in team games, you guys basically should each be scouting a different person and relaying that information to each other. Good, so you've poked him off the stone. You don't want to get in too far, the TC can hurt you. So here's an example. I love how you pulled your scout up here. You see he's dropping a stable. Your reaction should be either getting down a barracks for spears, because spears do extra damage against cavalry, or you drop your stable and you make knights, because knights are better than horsemen. But you notice how the computer's responding. The computer sees that you're playing archer, so he goes horseman. Very natural counter. But this is why I suggest you don't go Chamber of Commerce, because you're already so slow. School Cavalry allows you to make knights instantly, and knights are much better than archers. 2, the Chamber of Commerce, you get free traders when you research economic technology. You're not researching any economic technology right now. You need to drop a mill. You can drop it on the berries or drop it on sheep or deer right here. And you can research economic upgrades in there, which are great for your units. Economic upgrades are huge for your village's ability to. It just really helps your eco. If you ever have 8 to 10 villagers on a resource, you should get the economic upgrade associated with that resource. So if you have like 10 villagers on wood, you want to get double rod axe. The best eco upgrade though is wheelbarrow. It makes your villagers faster, they can carry more. It affects all your villagers, so it's really, really, really good. Did you notice how you see the stable and you're not reacting to that? Horseman comes out, and he immediately starts hunting your scout, and you can't do anything about that. So for team games, you should all never make the same unit. English makes longbows. It's his power unit. They're really good. You should be not making archers. Your power unit is knights. So is Rus's. So now you're asking yourself, what are you doing with these resources? Now you're dropping a stable. Great. You need to put a lumber camp up here. But look at your resources. You have a lot of extra resources. What do you want to do with them? And this is where knowing how much units costs affect your resource split. So right now you have 6 on food, 3 on wood, 2 on gold. Which you should have way more villagers right now. But you always need to be making villagers. Always making villagers. Let's say you want to make archers. Archers cost 30 food, 50 wood. So you have to ask yourself what I need to do. I need more villagers on wood than food. So if all you want to make is archers, always have more on wood than food. And you only need a little bit of gold for upgrades. You want to make knights. Knights are 140 food, 100 gold, I think. Yes, 140 food, 100 gold. So in that case, how would you need to split your villagers? I want to make knights all the time. Oh, well, I need a lot on food, because I'm making villagers at all times, and knights. And I need to be on gold. So that would be like 14 on food, 6 on gold. But based on what we want to do, that's how we split our villagers. That helps us make sure we're putting our villagers in the right spots. But this is a key part of beating the AI. You guys are struggling against the AI because you don't have the eco. The AI are always making villagers. I'm pretty sure at no level do they just not make villagers, unless they don't have the resources. You are just not making villagers, which means you can't get enough resources, which means you can't make more units. Right now, I think the AI is going to win. One, because they're going to make counters. So you guys both were archers. They went horsemen, and now they're beating their archers really badly. Horsemen do extra damage against range. See, +9 against range. You... Ooh, he has all the sheep here he needs to bring back home. You know what would be great if your buddy Spears were up here killing these horsemen. Because spearmen do +17 against cavalry. But the point I'm trying to get across is AI, playing against the AI teaches you and shows you if you are being somewhat good at your eco. Because you should be able to make more units to them if you're just doing basic eco stuff. But since you're not always making villagers, and you're not always making units, even though you have the resources, you're going to struggle against the AI. So now you make knights. You notice how you can queue up 3 knights? This is taking you so long to get down a stable. I take it it's long to get down a stable because you only have 5 villagers on wood. Gotta get on the hunt. The hunt is a lot of food. Just so you know, you actually get different rates of gather per food source. So the boar is the best food source on the map. You get so much food from it. Then deer is the second fastest. Then sheep, then farms, and berries. You actually want to be on those hunts as much as possible. Good little raid. See how effective that was? How good that knight was at doing that? Since you can make knights so quickly, you want to be... you want to put down another stable. But look, now you're getting more wood for archers. And now you can't make knights because you just don't have enough food coming in. But make sure you read the descriptions on stuff, because you built the Chamber of Commerce and it may change 1 free trader for each economic technology. You're not researching economic technologies. Also, you need to know is once a trader is made, you have to actually rally it to the trade post. These are good little raids. You're killing villagers. You just keep doing that. Be careful. Be careful about where your units go. This is good. Once again, the thing holding you back is you have these units here that should be helping, and you stop making units. You stop making villagers. You stop making archers and knights. Always be making units. There's a cycle I want you to always be going through. It's called the macro cycle, where you ask yourself, am I making villagers? Am I making units? What's my goal? How's my eco luck? So you would, anytime you're not doing something very close to like microing your knights into a raid. So like you raid, you come back, you need to go back to your base. I put cycle TCs on the side of my mouse. I can get to my base really quickly. And you're saying, am I making villagers? Q, Q, Q. Am I making units? W, W, W. Q, Q, Q. I'd put both your production buildings on the same hotkey. So watch. If I'm up here, I can click 4, Q, Q, tab. You tab through to get different buildings. Tab, W, W, W. Flip back, Q, Q, Q. Now I'm still making villagers, I'm still making units, and I'm still attacking. That's the thing that playing against the AI you're practicing. You're practicing, can you keep making villagers? Can you keep making units and keep attacking the AI? Because if you can do those things, you will very easily beat them. Oh, he's right there, he's right there, he's right there. Second, where's your scout? I think your scout died. You should make another scout. And always have a scout with your military so you can see where you're going. Because right now, you don't know what's happening. If you did see what's happening, you'd see his villagers right there. But since you don't have a scout, you can't see that. So notice you and yellow are out here doing stuff. What's blue doing? Blue just aged up. Blue needs to just send his spearmen forward. What's red doing? The only player that should be making farms this early is English because their farms are cheap. Send these units forward. Why is everyone making units and they're just back here? Send them forward to do stuff. The easiest time to beat the AI is early in the game. Eventually they'll get their eco up and then they'll actually just start making units. But early on they're not really good at making units. But you guys have made units and they're just back here doing nothing. If the fear is, well, I don't know what he has, that's why you scout. That's why you keep scouting so you know what your opponent has. You and yellow though, I like the aggressiveness from you and yellow here. Good, you're not overstaying your welcome. Like, you don't want to die in this DC fire. So this is an this is an oopsie age up by, like, he should not be aging up. There's no reason to age up. I mean, yes, you can get more stuff, don't get me wrong, he can age up. I mean, in a normal game, it wouldn't be this easy. If he needs to age up with more than one village, it's gonna take forever. For a castle and Imperial, you want to age up with more because you want to just get to castle and start getting castle units. So your Delhi player needs to read the bonuses of Delhi. Because he's just missing out on so many bonuses. Mosques, that's how he increases the rate of his research. He gets special upgrades. He could be capturing the sacred sites. If you're a friend likes to play Delhi, Delhi's a very, very good stuff. I love Delhi. I have a video on how, the basics of Delhi and how to play Delhi and what to know about Delhi. Okay, keep pushing, keep pushing. No, no, fight! No, no, the spears will kill those. The spears will kill them. Not that many. You notice how you keep fighting by yourselves, but you guys aren't getting together and fighting together? If you guys fight together, you do fine. Where are your allies? Why isn't Blue setting his spearmen? He has so much military. He needs to upgrade his spearmen to harden, though. He's making... Oh my god. And he's having the farm burned. Oh my god. This is a good thing. This is a good thing to show you. Why'd you make the farms out here? You know what I mean? You want them nice and tight to your base so that your villagers can run to the TC so that you can defend it with your units. I would like that right here because if they put the farms right here, hit your friend's TC, your TC can protect it, and there's more likely the military is near. Putting the farms this far out is just asking to get them raided. Like maybe if you had a wall from here to here. But even then, it's like, do not put your farms this far away. You're just going to get them raided. Also, you don't even need to make farms yet. You have all this hunt you could still get. It's just such good food. I'm begging your Delhi player to please send help. Please. So whenever you're in this position where your opponents put up towers, it's time to go siege engineering. So you need a blacksmith as soon as possible. Get blacksmiths. Blacksmiths where you can research siege engineering. Siege engineering allows your spears and your archers to make rams. You can make rams and then go in and fight. That's the best way to win at this stage. Just make rams. 2, small eco thing. Whenever your villagers get really far away, you should make another lumber camp so they're not walking so much. 2, once again, our macro, our economy choices. You want to make units, but you don't have enough food. You're rallying to food. Good. But this is why farm sucks. It takes so long to set up. And you also have nothing on gold. We do have 3 traders going. I'm not going to watch for much longer because it's just going to be the same feedback again and again and again. So let's talk about some big ideas. First, for team, you guys need to fight together. So many times you guys just have units and they're not doing anything. If they're all together, you guys could walk in and just beat this Byzantine player. 2, make sure you have all. Make sure if you're playing a Civ, you look at its bonuses, what it can do, what's the unique things, and maybe take a 15-20 minutes to watch a video of a build order of someone doing something with the Civ, so you can see its bonuses. 3, always be making villagers, always be making units. Unless you decide you need to age up, you should always be making units and using those units. Be aggressive. Learn how to attack. You were doing a good job here, but your friends weren't with you. But just keep attacking. You'll figure out stuff. 4, drop a blacksmith, which you did, and get the upgrades, which are huge, especially if you like archers or you're being attacked by archers or you want to get rams. Get your eco upgrades, which are huge for your units. But a big thing is just each of you needs to learn what is the powerful thing that your Civ can do. And that's reading about the Civ's breakdowns on the game. And it's about watching people who break down the Civ for you. So this is some basic tips. I hope that was helpful. Please keep asking questions on the Discord. I'd love to help. And I'd always be willing to look at another game for our new players here. Oh, lastly, use the resources on the map. Use the hunts. Use the boar. Use the deer. But don't do farms until you're out of those because they cost so much to set up. And if you do make farms, make them safe. Alright? Good luck on your games. Welcome to AOE 4.